Ever wondered how to grow vegetables that defy nature's size limits? Imagine pumpkins as hefty as small cars, carrots rivaling the height of your average toddler, and tomatoes so hefty they require a two-handed grip. These aren't your everyday grocery store finds, but the results of dedicated gardeners who've unlocked nature's secrets. You might be thinking, how can I grow such marvels in my own garden? Well, you're in luck. Join us as we reveal the secrets of prize-winning gardeners. From the gardens of ancient civilizations to modern-day competitions, giant vegetable growing has a fascinating history. This age-old practice can be traced back to the Fertile Crescent, where our ancestors first started experimenting with selective breeding. Over time, this led to the cultivation of larger and larger crops. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, where the art of giant vegetable growing found its place in monastery gardens. Monks, having time and the passion for horticulture, nurtured this tradition, passing down their knowledge from generation to generation. In the 19th century, the advent of agricultural shows ignited a competitive spark in farmers worldwide. The quest to grow the biggest vegetable became a popular challenge, and the tradition of giant vegetable competitions was born. Today, these competitions continue to draw crowds, inspiring a new generation of gardeners to push the boundaries of what nature can produce. Now you too can partake in this centuries-old tradition. The journey to growing giant vegetables begins with the right seed. Indeed, the seed is the cornerstone of every successful gardening endeavor. When hunting for the perfect seed, it's crucial to look for those labeled as giant variety. These are the titans of the seed world, specially bred for their potential to produce enormous vegetables. Now, acquiring the seeds is one thing, but planting them is a whole different ballgame. It takes a lot of care and attention to ensure the seeds are planted in soil that is well prepared and fertile. A well-nurtured seed in its early stages can make all the difference between a regular vegetable and a prize-winning behemoth. Remember, the seed is the very essence of life. It carries within it the potential to grow, to thrive, and to become something truly extraordinary. Yes, the journey to growing giant vegetables is filled with challenges, but with the right seed, you're already one step closer to a giant harvest. Rich soil is the bedrock of giant vegetables. It provides the right environment and nutrients that allow seeds to germinate, sprout, and flourish into robust, oversized produce. But what makes soil rich and fertile? Well, it's a combination of good preparation, the right compost, and natural fertilizers. Firstly, soil preparation is a crucial step. It involves removing weeds and other unwanted plants that could compete with your giant vegetables for nutrients. After clearing your garden, it's time to loosen the soil. This process, called tilling, ensures that the soil is aerated, allowing roots to penetrate deeply and access the nutrients they need. Now let's talk about compost. Composting is a natural process that transforms organic material like kitchen scraps and yard waste into nutrient-rich soil. It's like giving your soil a multivitamin. When added to your garden, compost improves soil structure, increases its water-holding capacity, and provides a buffet of nutrients for your plants. But compost alone may not provide all the nutrients your giant vegetables need. Enter natural fertilizers. These are substances derived from plants, animals, or minerals, and they're packed with essential nutrients. There are many types of natural fertilizers, but some of the most commonly used by giant vegetable growers include bone meal, fish emulsion, and seaweed extracts. Bone meal is rich in phosphorus, which promotes root development and flowering. Fish emulsion is a good source of nitrogen, essential for leaf growth. And seaweed extracts contain a range of micronutrients that contribute to overall plant health. Remember, balance is key. Overloading your soil with too much of any nutrient can be just as detrimental as a deficiency. Testing your soil regularly will help you understand what it needs and ensure you're providing the right mix of nutrients. In conclusion, nurturing your soil is not a one-time task. It's an ongoing process that requires attention, patience, and a little bit of science. But the reward, a garden filled with gigantic, vibrant vegetables, is well worth the effort. A nutrient-rich soil is the secret recipe for growing giant vegetables. So get your hands dirty and start preparing your garden for some giant harvests. Water and sunlight, the two essential ingredients for plant growth. Like a well-prepared meal, the right blend of these elements can make your garden thrive. But what exactly is the perfect recipe for growing giant vegetables? Imagine the life of a plant. Each morning it wakes up to the gentle warmth of sunlight, kick-starting the photosynthesis process. This is the plant's way of preparing breakfast, transforming light into the energy it needs to grow. Then comes water, acting like the courier delivering nutrients from the soil directly to the plant's roots. It's the hydration to the plant's daily workout, replenishing it after a long day of growth. But here's where the art of gardening comes into play, balancing these two elements. Too much water can drown the roots, while too little can leave them parched. Similarly, too much sunlight can scorch your plants, whereas too little can leave them starved for energy. Remember, balance is key. Too much or too little of either can hinder growth. Ready to take your gardening to the next level? Let's talk about pruning and pollination. Pruning is more than just cutting back your plants. It's an art form, a way to shape your vegetables' growth and direct their energy where it's needed most. Think of it as being a coach, guiding your plants towards their full potential. You're not just removing excess growth, you're helping your plants focus their resources on developing a giant vegetable. Remember, each cut is a decision, a choice you make for your plant. Make it wisely, and your plant will reward you with a vegetable that's not just big, but healthy and robust too. But be careful, over-pruning can stunt growth instead of promoting it. It's all about balance. Now let's move on to pollination. You might be wondering, why do I need to worry about pollination? Won't the bees take care of that? Well, yes and no. While bees and other insects do play a crucial role in pollination, when it comes to growing giant vegetables, you'll want to take matters into your own hands. Hand pollination is a technique used by many champion growers. It's a way to ensure that each flower gets a generous amount of pollen, increasing the chances of a successful fruit set. It's simple, really. All you need is a small brush or cotton swab to transfer pollen from the male flowers to the female ones. Remember, every giant vegetable started as a tiny flower. By hand pollinating, you're giving your plants the best chance at producing a prize-winning vegetable. So, there you have it. 2 advanced techniques to help your vegetables reach their maximum size. Pruning, to direct growth and conserve resources, and hand pollination, to increase the chances of a successful fruit set. With these advanced techniques, your vegetables will be on their way to reaching giant sizes. Let's hear it from the champions themselves. These green-thumbed gurus have honed their craft, mastering the art of growing gargantuan greens. What's their secret? There's no one-size-fits-all answer. Each champion has their unique approach, their special touch. One might emphasize the importance of perfecting the watering schedule, while another might swear by their homemade compost recipe. Yet, they all agree on one thing. Patience is paramount. Growing giant vegetables isn't a race, it's a marathon. It's about nurturing, observing, and being in tune with the rhythm of nature. Another champion's tip? Don't be afraid to experiment. Try different seeds, test different soils, switch up your watering routine. You never know what might produce that prize-winning pumpkin or colossal carrot. Remember, every champion was once a beginner. Start where you are, use what you have, and who knows, you might just find yourself standing next to your giant vegetable at the next competition. Imagine standing next to a vegetable you've grown, taller than you, wider than you. It's a remarkable feeling, one that brings a sense of accomplishment and a connection to the natural world. The journey to such a monumental achievement is filled with dedication, patience, and an understanding of the intricate art of gardening. The world of giant vegetable growing is vast, filled with passionate gardeners who have pushed the boundaries of what's possible. They've nurtured seeds into towering marvels, defying nature's size limits. And the beauty is, they're not magicians or scientists in lab coats. They're everyday people like you and me, with a love for the earth and a knack for nurturing life. They've learned to master the basics. Choosing the right seeds, preparing the soil, ensuring optimal nutrition. They've understood the critical role of water and sunlight, and employed advanced techniques like careful pruning and hand pollination. But more than anything, they've learned to be patient and persistent, to respect nature's pace and rhythm. These gardeners have made their mark in the world, showing us that nature's limits are indeed meant to be broken. They've stood by their giant vegetables at competitions, their faces beaming with pride. Their stories are a testament to the transformative power of gardening, the magic that can happen when humans and nature work together. Your garden could be the next record breaker. Start growing your giant vegetables today.